Demon Slayer. It's one of the most popular anime of all time, and it's captured mainstream attention with its cinematic and jaw-dropping animation. I was given the privilege of interviewing both voice actors of Tanjiro and Giyu from Demon Slayer, Zach Aguilar and Johnny Yong Bosch. In anticipation of the upcoming Infinity Castle movie, I got a chance to ask them about their careers and the unique challenges of playing their roles. Johnny Yong Bosch is one of the legends of the English language voice acting world. He's played such roles as Vash in Trigun, Ichigo in Bleach, Lelouch, Code Geass, Bam in Tower of God, and Kaneda in Akira.
It's morphin' time!
He also played Adam Park in Power Rangers and was later the first Green Turbo Ranger. Zach has had an extraordinary career in a very short amount of time. He's voiced such roles as David from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Arthur Pendragon from Seven Deadly Sins, Genos in One Punch Man, and one of my personal favourites, Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. I was incredibly fortunate to be able to chat to the guys in the lead up to the release of Infinity Castle Part 1. Thank you to Sony Australia for organising this interview, and I hope you enjoy. Johnny and Zach, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Not at all. So both of you have worked on some pretty massive projects in your careers. However, Infinity Castle really sort of feels like a significant moment in anime. I saw someone online describe it as the Avengers Endgame for anime fans. Did you get that feeling working on the project, that it might be something significant, or is it sort of something that happens around this point in the process?
When I auditioned for the series, I actually had heard a little bit about it. I had heard about the manga's popularity. I had heard that it was a really cool story. A few years after we had started working on the series, that's when the manga ended. And yeah, I mean, really working on it, I never thought that it would get to this level. I grew up watching a lot of anime. I was a huge fan of like just all of this different stuff, and to be a part of something like Demon Slayer, this show is incredible, and it has become this anime behemoth, if you will. It's massive. So many people know what it is, even if they don't necessarily watch anime or they're not familiar with the genre. It's come to a point where most people are like, "Oh, Demon Slayer! Like I've heard of that. Yeah, I know what that is. Oh, that's anime. What's anime? So, well, that's Demon Slayer."
Was that the same with you, Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, everything you work on, you kind of hope is good, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think we had any idea that it would become what it has become. But we could tell earlier on, or I certainly could when I even auditioned. I was like, "Ooh, there's something really interesting about the character design and the look of the animation." And so, just earlier on, I knew there was something special about it, and just each time that I went back in, it just looked better, and and then eventually, when going through the story, you find out it's fantastic, and it's a pretty wild ride,
Absolutely. So obviously everyone's very excited about this upcoming film. And Tanjiro and Giyu have had a very long journey together, even stretching back to the very, very start of the story. So in this film, the two finally get a chance to stand shoulder to shoulder and fight together. Now, did you both get a chance to work together in the booth for this project, or did you record separately?
No, we recorded separately. Yeah. I got in there a little bit before Zach did. But you're right. Absolutely. The characters do kind of a full circle in their growth, and then they meet back here in this battle. So it's awesome, really.
Yeah, it must be great as an actor to have such a great character arc come so full circle.
Oh, absolutely. It's super rewarding too. And then especially when you get to play with the emotions of the character, you get to find out like, oh, what were they, guarding in the beginning, and you kind of finally realize a little later on, so it's absolutely fun to play.
Absolutely. And then speaking of that, Giyu does struggle with a lot of self-doubt and imposter syndrome as a character, which is obviously only made worse by Tanjiro's sort of admiration for him. What's it like playing a solemn and stoic character like that with so much to live up to?
It's fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun, He just reminds me of like this traditional samurai who's got this code of honor and but does have this guilt. He's kind of weighed down on and doesn't feel like he deserves to be among the Hashira. It's kind of it is just fun to play a character that has this kind of weight throughout all the lines. It's not real obvious, but if you go back through knowing some of the things about him, then you're like, oh, okay, that's why he said what he said, or how he said it.
And Zach, Tanjiro is constantly facing overwhelming odds, but overcomes them with his relentless sort of optimism and hope. What's it like playing a character like that? Do you find it challenging to sort of balance that optimism and sincerity with the darker moments?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people ask me about what's the hardest role you've ever played? And I mean, hands down for me, it's Tanjiro. He kind of does a little bit of everything. There's comedy in the show. He has those really awesome, like cinematic battle moments, extremely emotional moments as well, where I mean, it's like just full on sobbing and it's real. And it's real and it lives in this anime world. So I think I think it is challenging to play a character that kind of goes through all of those different motions and has that optimism, like you mentioned, because he's so kind-hearted and compassionate. So even when you're doing these scenes where you kind of know what's going to happen, the demons are going to lose, and Tanjiro is going to he'll come out victorious. Just trying to balance like that kindness and compassion that he has inside of him throughout the entire story it's definitely like a rope walk. That makes sense. It's a balancing act for sure.
Totally. Johnny, you've been a legend in this industry for a while now, and I just want to ask how you've seen the audience response to anime change over the course of your career, because the medium's certainly become much more mainstream since you started.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, anime was, back when I started, it felt like you couldn't exactly talk about it, or if you did, it kind of was frowned upon. And so it's really neat to see that now it has become mainstream, and Hollywood, they can't ignore anime now. It's proven. Demon Slayer is a great story, and it's definitely proven its place. And so, yeah, I think it's really neat to see that it's grown. It's actually satisfying to see. Like, oh, okay, cool. It's like I liked anime for a long time, and it kind of feels like, oh, hey, we're finally accepted.
Absolutely. So, excluding your own characters, if you both had to pick one Hashira and one demon, which ones would you want to be?
Ooh. Okay, so for me, favorite Hashira, I love Tengen Uzui. My favorite demon has a big part in this film, which is Akaza. So, yeah. You gotta go see it. It's great. I love all of the moments for Akaza. That's all I'm gonna say. But the fans are gonna go. It's nice to do on the flip side because as me as an actor getting to portray Tanjiro, I see all of the stuff that's happening from the Demon Slayer core side, all of the Demon Slayer stuff, and then so I see those glimpses and moments and stuff for the demons, but those aren't my scenes. I don't record those scenes, so getting to watch those kind of back when the show comes out it's always like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot that happens, and that Muzan says that to Akaza, and it's just cool, and it makes me respect the demons as characters even more.
Absolutely.
I probably would say Akaza or Muzan. I like all the Hashira.
Hard choice.
They're all great. It's hard for me to disassociate from Giyu. I feel like I've kind of really grown attached to who he is.
And fair enough, he is an excellent character. Johnny, you have a famous line from an early Power Rangers film, a rather dejected line of I'm a frog.
I'm a frog.
What animal do you think most reflects Giyu? And Zach, which animal do you think most reflects Tanjiro?
Oh, man.
So now Robert De Niro famously channeled a wolf for his performance in Taxi Driver. So
Oh, wow. What animal? I would say yeah, I mean, from my own perspective, what I could if I think of an animal, I think of like a golden retriever. or something for Tanjiro, you know? Like the nicest, bestest boy, always ready to help people, like that kind of vibe.
You don't know.
It's a tough one for you.
It's a tough one. I don't think I've ever thought of it that way. What's his animal spirit? Oh my goodness. I really don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe, you know, it'd be like maybe a tiger. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, I was definitely thinking feline cat of some sort.
Yeah. Not a house cat though.
No. Too fierce. So something I always find interesting, are you influenced, or how influenced are you by the original Japanese voice actor? Is it something that you try and like emulate in your performance, or is it something that you try and sort of take in and then channel totally in your own direction?
That's a great question.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a balance, you know. I taking inspiration from what has been done in the original work. I do want to keep the essence of the characters, so I don't want people to like watch the English and be like, oh, it's so like completely different. Like it's a completely different take on the character. I want to keep, you know, a similar essence, but also at the same time, you know, put my own spin on it. I don't want it to just be an imitation, because you have to act like it's acting. So you have to put your own like heart and soul into it. Tanjiro's emotions and stuff and things. I think, you know, a lot of actors just even draw from personal experiences, whatever's going to get that emotion out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think earlier on, you would lean onto it a little bit more if you didn't know enough about it or if you didn't get enough information. But I felt like I got quite a bit out of even just that first audition. But once you get a sense of what they're doing and who the character is, you kind of find sort of the soul of the character, and then you live in that moment through each of the lines, you know, and as you discover who the character is, you kind of become the character, you know, and just make choices from there.
Interesting. Well, thank you both so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. The film is absolutely extraordinary, and I'm going to see it in IMAX on this coming Monday, and I cannot wait for that experience. So thank you both for your work. I'm a huge fan of both of your work. I have been for a long time. So thank you for joining me, and all the best for the rest of the press tour.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sam. I hope you enjoy the film.
So we have been fortunate enough to be given tickets to the premiere of Demon Slayer Infinity Castle in Sydney at IMAX, no less. Seeing Infinity Castle at IMAX was such an immersive experience. A huge thank you to Sony Australia for the invitation and for arranging these interviews. The IMAX is a really special experience. It was absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait for part 2. Go check it out at the cinemas. It's worth your time. You can watch our spoiler-free review of Demon Slayer Infinity Castle right now. We also have Demon Slayer recaps to catch you up before the film, as well as a whole Demon Slayer retrospective podcast. We also interviewed the English voice actor of Akaza from Demon Slayer at Smash Convention this year, which is available on Patreon. If you want to fully immerse yourself in the Demon Slayer world, you can also play the brand new Demon Slayer game released by this video's sponsor, 5 Star Games. I want to thank 5 Star Games for sponsoring this video, and you can go and check out Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 on pretty much any gaming platform you can think of. Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 is an incredible action-based game where you essentially play through from the Entertainment District arc all the way up to the Hashira training arc. The thing that I've found with Hinokami Chronicles 2 is that it's really faithful adaptation of the anime. You essentially get to explore the world of Demon Slayer through a video game. It's such an immersive and fun experience. The battle system is really, really cool and really fun, which you can challenge yourself by playing against others online. It is such a fun game. We've had such an awesome time playing it here at Gateway to Anime. We've been playing it on the Switch, but you can find it on pretty much any gaming platform you can think of. Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2. We've been having a great time playing it, having a great time on Switch. Thanks again for sponsoring this video.